What's up, everybody? We're back. It is a Wednesday night this week. We started late last week. We came a day late, so we're going to try to do a day early today to offset it. We're going to make sure everyone has time on their way to work to turn it on the radio and get your information going. And we are, week 5 just finished? We're starting week 6, and let's just get right into it. The average this week was 119 points. So it's the highest average we've had so far. The highest, 119. It's the highest. Our low was week 3, was 105, and we had 112, 116, 117. 119 is our highest so far. Kurt came in as the crown holder, and we had a new high scorer of the week. So first game was Kurt versus me. We both picked me. We both lost. I lost. Kurt kept the crown. He won 132-89. Derrick Henry's back. He got 28 points. Stephon Diggs looked outstanding with 22. T. Higgins got hurt like the first play of the game, so he had 0. Hawkinson came off a 40-point day. He got 1 point. And the Cowboys defense put up 27 points against the Rams. The Rams are there's a major Super Bowl hangover. The Rams and the Bengals do not look good.
No, not at all. And I think the main thing for me here is James Robinson looked like the lead back in Jacksonville after the first 2 weeks, but I think Etienne's taken over.
Yeah, they said they wanted to move more toward him. I don't know why they ran Robinson coming off an injury the way they did, unless they're trying to showcase him or something. I'm not sure. But my side, it was duds all over the board for the most part. Lamar got 14. That's not great. He had a decent game. He missed 2 wide open touchdown throws. Really bad misses, but he wasn't with Bateman. You know, he's trying to work new guys in. Damian Harris got hurt early. I got 1 point out of him. Rashard Penny got hurt late. He's done for the year. He got 5. Pittman with 8. I mean, whatever. You want to get maybe 10, but with Pittman, I really thought there was a high upside with Pittman and Matt Ryan. That's not the case. Romeo Doubs wasn't the guy. I have Doubs and Lazard. Lazard got the touchdown. Doubs got all the targets. And I think Dobbs dropped a touchdown or got batted away or something. He only got 4. Mark Andrews did decent with 18. Hollywood with 17 again. It wasn't enough. I had Jacoby Myers on the bench with 22. And I had the Patriots defense, and I grabbed the Titans defense late to play Washington, but the Patriots defense against the high-powered Detroit offense got 26. Not that it would have changed. I don't like being under 100. It makes me sick. So there's nothing to talk about. Kurt's on a roll. I can't win games. I just can't do it in this league at all.
I won't reveal the source, but somebody actually did make a comment earlier this week to me about you scoring under 100 points.
I was one of, I think, 4 teams this week that scored under 100. The other team that scored under 100 was Joe batting, 81, against Jack. Jack with 115. He improves his record to 3-2. Joey's struggling at 1-4 as I am. Joey had decent game out of Brady, 18 points. Decent game out of Breece Hall, 28. Breece Hall is the man there now. Carter got 2 touchdowns, so Breece should have got 2 more touchdowns. He had 2 long runs he came out on. Jamar Chase with 8. Jamar Chase is closing in on bust territory as well. And then Joey's superstar Miami players who he traded for, Chase Edmonds got 0.1 points, not 1 point, 0.1 points. And Jalen Waddle got 3.8.
So between the two of them, that's 3.9 points.
Yeah, you're correct.
But he likes them.
He likes them, and they were likable, but not in the situation they're in now. Chase Edmonds is 3rd running back now, and Waddle, they don't have a quarterback, and I don't know if they're going to get one. The other side, Daniel Jones with 10. Daniel Jones has been putting up a decent season, but only with 10. Connor with 6. He got hurt. Zeke with 7. He had a huge game about Devontae Adams, 30 points. That's really what pushed him over because Dalton Schultz got 0. And Josh Jacobs continues to impress. Josh Jacobs from the Raiders. He got 29 points again. If you remember the Hall of Fame game where no NFL caliber player played, Josh Jacobs played almost the entire game. They said they weren't getting his 5th-year option. I assumed they were done with him, and they just wanted to get rid of him. Clearly, he's doing really well. Is there an explanation why Jacobs is? I mean, he has the talent, but
He's
it
a
seems
good
like the
running
Raiders.
back.
Yeah,
Maybe they're just running the tires off him, but I think he's actually played himself into a new contract, and he's ranked 4th overall right now in running backs.
yeah. It's interesting. What is it? Chubb is up there. I think Eckler might be up there now. Barkley.
Barkley, and it's Chubb, Barkley, I think Eckler, and Jacobs.
And I mean, that's all, not that Chubb, well, Eckler was a first rounder. Chubb, I think, was a second rounder, third rounder. But those other two, that was the running back dead zone. And clearly, you can take Taylor, McCaffrey up to this point.
Najee,
the Aaron Jones. Kamara's been banged up. The can't miss superstars. They don't look good. And I think we'd be talking a lot more about DeAndre Swift if he didn't get hurt. I thought he was playing really well. Either way, Jack wins. Joey loses. We both picked Jack. We both won. Third game is SA Quarantine versus General. Abbott beats Tagmire 143 to 139. Pretty close game. Kyler Murray with another just 16 points. He's not running, and Kyler Murray, the passing pocket quarterback, is not a good asset. You need him running the ball. Mixon with 10. I don't know how many carries and targets he got, but he has a huge target share, and he's just not being efficient at all. Leonard Fournette is being efficient. He got 30. Lockett got 27. Pretty decent day. Deontay Johnson with 8. Nothing outside of Fournette and Lockett. But for Tagmire, he started the week with 45 points out of Allen, 25 out of Dalvin Cook, 20 out of Mike Williams, and then 2 out of Freiermuth. He's hurt now. Jerry Jeudy's another bust candidate. He's 6 points. Miles Sanders got 7. I don't know what you expect out of Miles Sanders. He was projected 13.5. So he got half of that, but I don't know that that's an accurate portrayal. Tagmire got beat up pretty good, and now he's without. He has Logan Thomas. Freiermuth is concussed. I think they said it's his second concussion this year so far. And with the new concussion protocols, who knows if he's going to be back soon or what. But
Tags is hurting there. I think he's also...
Olave's hurt.
His receiver is a little bit banged up.
Patterson's hurt.
You know what? For as deep as his bench is, he's just dealing with injuries right now. He doesn't have a lot of points sitting on it. So no. I think...
Curtis Samuel's about your only player you can play until Swift gets back. Juju's he's not playing well. Cordell Patterson's hurt. Hamler, you can almost cut him. Logan Thomas was there. Christian Watson, I believe he got hurt again, or he left the game or something, or Rodgers just doesn't like him, but he got 0.3 points.
I think the General is going to be in a, he hasn't been in a spot like this in a long time where he's 3-2.
He's still in first, but
he's also a game maybe almost unlooking outside of the playoffs at this point.
Your division is very bunched up. And I guess mine is too, except for Stu. Stu's ahead of everybody, and then we're all bunched up. Next game. Ben's Baloney Boppers versus the Silagenda. Mark versus Pat. The high score of the week was 161 points put up by you. And I think you won 161 to 103. And I think the interesting thing is, had Kyle Pitts not got hurt, I don't know that you played Taysom Hill, and I don't think you have the 40 bonus points there. But it happened. You did. Better to be lucky than good.
Had Kyle Pitts not got hurt, I would not have picked Taysom Hill up, and I would have probably been without 40 points.
You would have won.
I would have got 0.2, but I wouldn't have got the 40.
You would have won, but you wouldn't have got the high score, and
Correct.
That's $12 in the pocket, so you take that. Pat didn't have a terrible day. Jalen Hurts put up 25. He's still doing really well. He got him late. I really liked Hurts, but I didn't want to get... I was scared about not having a good quarterback this year, so I took Lamar early. Ramondre Stevenson got 20. His arrow's way up with Damian Harris hurt now. I don't know if they have a backup running back. He should be heavily utilized next week.
You do got to give Joey a little bit of credit because he got rid of A.J. Dillon, and I thought he was going to be better, but he's been horrible. He hasn't put up double digits since the first week.
So I'm going to talk about tweets. But did you hear what Aaron Jones said after the game?
No.
he said, between me and Dylan, we can get a couple yards. I guess it was a 4th and 2 or so, 4th and 1, or on the goal line or something. They threw and didn't get it. But he expressed his concern. And, I mean, if you're going to have Aaron Jones, who was dynamic, and then still get A.J. Dillon, you kind of got to use them. But they're not. There's a lot of disgruntled people talking and tweeting this week.
I thought Dillon was going to be used more than he is, and he's not been, so there's not much of a reason to have him.
Yeah, 3 points. Justin Jefferson with another 25. He's on par. He's good. He'll be there. Your side, 18 out of Rodgers. Not bad. 24 out of Kamara. It's safe to say he's back. Barkley with 18. That's a down week, but, 19 out of DK Metcalf, 17 out of Amari Cooper, 40, like we said, out of Taysom Hill. Gibson with 5. Your defense came up with 18. You had a pretty good day, man. I'm looking back. Taysom Hill, 14 points, 1.0, 8 and 40. So he is, he's in the offense.
Who's that?
Taysom Hill.
Oh, yeah. He's actually, he's right now,
I think
third ranked tight end.
Is that what he is?
Yeah, and I picked him up on Sunday morning.
Yeah, I guess he had that 0 game where he didn't play, and I guess that scared people away.
And actually, what I was happy with my team about, DK Metcalf and Amari Cooper, although they're not the Justin Jefferson or Cooper Kupp, they're actually ranked 13 and 14 at wide receiver overall. So that's,
running back
two twos. Or top twos, maybe a 1. So I'm satisfied with them. If Kamara can play like that, I'm happy.
Yeah, between Kamara and Barkley, you're probably going to look at 30 a week, and that's not bad. And then if you have two receivers that you drafted later and that are playing the way they're playing, you're in pretty good shape. You know. Okay, another team that didn't score over 100. Bry Guy, 99, lost to Jeff. He scored 131. Jeff with his first win. It was, I picked Pat, you picked yourself. I lost, you won. I picked Jeff, you picked Bry. I lost, I won, you lost. Geno Smith for Jeff, 30 points. That's why. So this year's different. You have Kyler's 5th, I think. I think the top 4, which is Allen,
Lamar,
Mahomes.
Who's the
Rick?
Who was? Or
who and Hurts and Jalen Hurts.
Hurts.
Those guys, the number 1 quarterback scores something like 60 points more than the number 12 quarterback, which over 14 weeks isn't a big deal. Right now, Kyler's at 5, Josh Allen's at 1. He has 50 more points than Kyler does in 5 weeks. So 10 points a week is huge. So I want to say Geno's an excuse why you still don't go early on quarterback, but with Allen playing the way he's playing, there is an actual step.
Do you know what Geno's ranked? I just looked it up.
He's got to be in the top 5. He's probably 3.
Nah. He's not that. He's 7.
7.
But for an
undrafted, yeah. And then there's a guy that was drafted early with Justin Herbert. He got half of what Geno Smith got. Austin Eckler blew up. He got 35. Jeff Wilson blew up at 21. He got 13 out of Devontae Smith. 0.7 out of Gerald Everett, but it did not matter. Dobbins got 4. Jamal Williams got 5. Gabe Davis did really well. He got 36, but then there's that Darren Waller again. He got 0. He got hurt early. I don't think he even played. He was on the sidelines after a play or two. Waller and Greg Kittle are killers at the tight end position.
Overrated, yep.
Very overrated. Hardly ever play. Edwards-Hilaire's coming back to earth. I've been preaching that for weeks. He's in a 50-50 timeshare. He just happened to get all the touchdowns. He only got 5 points this week. The Bills' defense got 16. Wasn't enough. Bry Guy scores under 100 as team number 3. Last game on the slate. Crumb Snatchers, they're coming back to earth in a hurry, too. They scored 89. Team number 4 that scored under 100 points this week. And Stu got 150. Off day for him, if you ask me. As far as Palmer goes, Carr had a decent game, 22. Christian McCaffrey got 19. That's not bad. No one else did anything. His kicker got nothing. That doesn't matter. He got 9, 5 points out of Drake London. the team doesn't look overly deep. I'm not really sure why Dameon Pierce hasn't broke in now. And maybe with James Robinson kind of slumping, Dameon Pierce should probably be in his lineup as one of the best running backs in the league. He got 18 on the bench.
Yeah, why hasn't he played him?
Unless it's...
Dameon Pierce's last 3 games were 17, 27, 18.
Yes. Dameon Pierce is the rookie.
He is the number 10th ranked running back, and he is yet to crack the Crumb Snatchers line.
And he has Robinson and Jones, 2 guys we just talked about that are not getting as many opportunities as they probably want. But then there's Stu again, 35 out of Mahomes, 29 out of Chubb, 26 out of Kupp, 30 out of Kelsey. He only got 3 out of Amon-Ra St. Brown, but then 20 out of his defense. I don't know, man. There's nothing to say. He got 17 out of Kenneth Walker on the bench. Kenneth Walker is going to be a huge commodity now. I don't even know where you put him. I guess you take out Christian Kirk in your flex. I don't even know. It doesn't matter.
I would say if he was the person to trade, he might be able to package some stuff and get another superstar. But he
Where
doesn't
do you
even
put
do
him?
that.
I don't even know. You can't really improve at quarterback.
He could. His
Your second running back, but everyone needs a running back.
Or his flex, he could. I mean, he could put Walker in, and then move Singletary and Dotson or something like that. Maybe upgrade on Kirk. I mean, but he has a very deep team if he doesn't.
Yeah, I don't even know that he needs to do anything.
He doesn't.
He is just rolling, and it's get out of his way. I don't know. I think I played him twice this year, so lucky me.
I will say right now that I don't think his team's going to win the championship.
It's hard. I mean,
I don't think so.
There's a lot of things. I mean, there's still bye weeks. He has the engine of his team.
He'll make the playoffs, but he won't win the championship.
I mean, Stafford is not looking good. Kupp could... If Stafford actually gets hurt and doesn't play, that could really hurt Kupp. And then maybe that's the week where Kelsey and Mahomes have a bye week, and then he loses both of them guys, and things happen. It's not a guarantee. I think he has a 98% chance, according to this, to make the playoffs. So
he'll make the playoffs.
He'll definitely.
No doubt.
I think he might have had it locked up already.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So Kirk kept the crown. I told about the average. This week I finished 3-3. You finished 4-2. That brings my record to 14-10. Yours to 13-11. So you had a 1-5. You had a 1-5 week, and you've crawled all the way back. So we're both right in the middle. We're both over 500. I guess that's all you look for. But this week, week 6, we are gonna start with Jeff versus Joey. 2 1-4 teams. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think about this game? It's not... I think Jeff's team's improving. I think Joey's team is absolutely going the other direction.
I agree. If I were to pick any position, Joey wins tight end, and that's just on the name Kittle over Everett. Every other position... Now, maybe quarterback, because Brady's playing the Steelers, he might put up 50. Mm-hmm. But Geno Smith's been playing well. Every other position, I think...
Geno Smith's playing Atlanta. They don't have A.J. Terrell.
Isn't it?
It is Arizona, yes. Mine's shaded. I can't read it.
Either way, he's going to put up 100 points too. I think Jeff wins every other position. I think Jeff wins this easy.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Brian Robinson versus Chicago. You're in a problem. I mean, did Brian Robinson show you anything last week?
He had 9 carries for 22 yards. So that's under, 3 yards a carry.
Yeah, and Gibson is still. They're probably looking closer to. And isn't J.D. McKissick there as well? Are they a 3-headed monster?
I know you don't want to hear it. Gibson had 3 good games.
Gibson was playing. Gibson was another one. He was Josh Jacobs. They were done with him. They had him returning punts.
Same thing.
And then Brian Robinson got hurt, and then Gibson played well. So whether they I mean they're not winning. I don't think
his first 3 games were 16 points, 11 points, and 10 points. For a third,
fine, that's fine. My big question here is even at receiver. CeeDee Lamb is a good receiver. He's playing Philadelphia. Jalen Waddle is a good receiver that's hurt without a quarterback. Jamar Chase is a good receiver. They're playing New Orleans. What's the pass rusher's name for New Orleans? I want to say Cameron Wake. It's not him. That's an older. I can't think of his name. He always gets a ton of sacks.
It's a Cameron, I think.
It is Cameron. I can't think of his last name. It's not Wake. He used to play for Miami. Cam Jordan.
Yes.
The line is playing better in Cincinnati, but Cam Jordan is unblockable. So I don't know. And Jamar Chase is underachieving, and Latimer and Cam Jordan. I don't even think. I would take Hill and Evans over. You're right. I'm gonna take Jeff, and I don't know that it's even that close. And that's.
Yeah, I mean, David Montgomery had a good game last week. Hill and Evans might put up 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, I don't know that there's anyone that's going to match up with Evans on that Steeler roster.
Jeff Wilson, he's been playing really well.
Jeff Wilson's been playing excellent.
So,
next game is Palmer at 3-2 versus Abbott at 3-2. Palmer, wow, okay. So, we talk about quarterback. So, I'm looking at his lineup. Derek Carr's on a bye. And I scroll down, and I see Brandon Cooks is on a bye. Damian Pierce, who we just talked about, is on a bye. And his backup quarterback, Jared Goff, is on a bye. He's going to need to address his quarterback situation. And I don't know why you carry 2 quarterbacks if they're both on the same bye week. Keenan Allen's in his lineup. I don't know that Keenan Allen's playing yet. And he plays Monday night at 8:15. So, you better know that Keenan Allen is playing before.
Is Tim trying to lose this game?
I hope. I don't know if he's trying or not, but he will. I'm taking Abbott. Kyler Murray versus Seattle, Mixon in New Orleans again with that tough defense. Fournette versus Pittsburgh, though. I know you thought that. Did you? No, you said that Tampa wasn't playing a good run defense lately. Not that. Yeah, because you expected a big game out of Najee.
Yeah, Najee's going to have a big game.
That's what we said, 6 yards. And Deontay Johnson for Tampa, against Tampa, Melvin Gordon. I don't love Abbott's team, but he has a team. Palmer does not right now. Aaron Jones is still, who knows. Allen is a huge question mark injury-wise. Cortland Sutton is a question mark, period. James Robinson is a question mark, period. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could put Drake London in against San Fran. I don't think you're gonna win any scoring titles that way. And then Michael Gallup versus Philly, his matchups are absolutely terrible. This is a tough week for Palmer. I wonder if he knew this was going to be a bad week for him. I'm taking Abbott. I don't know that it's going to be that hard.
Yeah, I'm taking Abbott. Like I said, I like this team from the beginning. I still expect more out of Kyler. He hasn't lived up to it yet. Maybe the second half of the season once DeAndre comes back. But Palmer's team, it was a short few weeks ago that I said I think he was all the way up to top 3 in the power rankings because he earned it. I thought it was going to be a quick turnaround after that. He's proven me right to this point, so here we are.
Yeah, I'm looking at Abbott's bench. A couple decent names, Akers and Thielen. I guess Secchi's nothing to write home about. Carson Wentz, though, maybe he trades Carson Wentz to Palmer. Maybe he helps him out. Next game would be Kurt versus Pat. Again, 2-3-2 teams. Kurt's only projected 84. Is there a bye weeks here, too? Hawkinson's on a bye. His kicker's on a bye.
Ooh, Derrick Henry's also on a bye.
Derrick Henry's also. And Bateman's hurt. Russell Wilson stinks. Kadarius Toney's hurt. Josh Palmer, it's a Monday nighter, so maybe you can trade him to Tim Palmer. Kareem Hunt's on the bench for Pat. Okay, so he put Godwin in, which is probably a good move.
Another one might score 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, Pat's bench is decent. Mostert, the number 1 in Miami now. Kareem Hunt has been decent. Allen Robinson, he still sucks. DJ Moore, I'm going to talk about that later. Does Baker being hurt help McCaffrey?
Who is their backup? Is it P.J. Walker?
It's Darno, but he's hurt too. It is P.J. Walker.
I want to say yes, but no. I think Carolina just stinks.
I was going to say, does it matter, really? I mean, I think maybe it helps DJ Moore because Baker cannot throw an accurate pass. He's just not what I thought he was. I thought that Stefanski kind of screwed him up. I thought he was, and I think he was at one point. He just, I don't know, did too much. I don't know, was it too much stuff off the field? I don't know that. Yeah, but for Kurt, Stephon Diggs versus Casey, that should be a score fest. T. Higgins versus New Orleans, I don't like that. I don't know. Higgins is scary right now because he's not hurt, but he's not playing, so you don't know what to do with him. And then Pickens versus Tampa, he's getting a lot of targets, but whatever. They're gonna. I'm sure they'll be losing. They got to throw again. He is the number one target, so I guess it's fine if he's your number 3. Michael Carter versus Green Bay and ETN. ETN's looking good. Michael Carter, we talked about it, though. It's the Breece Hall show there now. And unless Breece Hall gets tired, Michael Carter doesn't really see the field. The other side, Hurts versus Dallas. Dallas is surprisingly a really good defense. I wonder if Micah Parsons is going to chase down Hurts. I'd be interested to watch that game, see how it goes Sunday night, so that will be on TV. Ramondre versus Cleveland. That's a juicy game. Dillon versus the Jets. We talked about that. We don't love that. Jefferson and A.J. Brown, Miami and Dallas. Good receiving core. Godwin's good. I'm going to take Pat. I'm curious about Michael Carter and T. Higgins and then not having a tight end at this moment and not having Derrick Henry. So I'm going to take Pat.
Yeah, I'm going to take Pat too. I mean, I think it's between... I could see Hurts having a little bit of a down game against Dallas' defense. Who knows? Maybe it's high scoring. But between Justin Jefferson, Stevenson, and then Godwin, I think he wins. I think Kurt's missing too many pieces right now.
Yeah, and he's projected to lose by 40. And I usually don't think the projections are that good, but they're not off by 40 points. All right, next game is the Rough Cats. Brian is 2-3 versus return doubtful Jack at 3-2. Both of these guys are missing somebody. Jamal Williams is on a bye, and Josh Jacobs is on a bye. Watch here now. Herbert versus Denver. Denver's a joke. Dobbins versus the Giants. McLaurin versus Chicago tonight. Gabe Davis, he had a really nice game. Darren Waller's on a bye also. That's probably a good thing. Edwards-Helaire versus Buffalo. I think that's a catastrophe for Edwards-Helaire because you know how much of a fan I am of his. Daniel Jones versus Baltimore. So Baltimore wasn't great at rushing the passer until they got JPP, and he
looked good.
He looked really good, and they just Tyus Bowser and their second-round pick, Ajabo from Michigan, who got hurt. Both practiced today. They're both really good pass rushers, so I don't know that they'll play this week, but I don't know that, I like the idea of the Ravens going against the Giants. The Giants are, 4-1. I like this. I like the Ravens playing at home versus the Giants. I'm interested to see how that works out. Zeke versus Philly, I don't think that's going to be good for him. Devontae Adams on a bye. Debo versus Atlanta, that should be decent. Josh Jacobs is on a bye. So Jack's losing some firepower. Chase Claypool, Landry, Claypool or Landry are going to take the spot of Devontae Adams, and I don't think either one of those can fill that role.
They can't. And how long till he replaces Tony Pollard, Zeke with Zeke. Pollard? Pollard is the 23rd ranked running back, which would be a RB2.
Yeah.
Zeke is 34.
I don't know if it's Zeke is aged out. Pollard looks better. And it kind of started looking that way last year, too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take Bry, but the projections right now are 76.1 to 76.6, so I don't think there's not a glaring advantage anywhere.
I'm taking Bry as well. I think because Bry's going to take out Jamal Williams, put in Najee. Najee's going to have a big game.
Moving on to the next game.
And it doesn't matter who he puts in the tight end. Gabe Davis. Bry has a really good lineup. Jack loses firepower without Adams and Jacobs.
Yeah. The last game on the slate is the game of the week.
Look at the projections.
Projections are 108.7 to 108.8. It features batting Lawn at 1-4 versus Ben's Baloney Boppers at 2-3. How about I talk about why you'll win and you'll talk about why I win?
All right. I can do that.
Aaron Rodgers has been very pedestrian. I've said that about him. I can't think of a better detailed term to tell you, but he is playing the Jets, and he is a two-time MVP back-to-back. So I really think Rodgers probably breaks out this week. Kamara looked really good, although Cincy's defense is decent. If Taysom Hill doesn't get 4 touchdowns, I would assume 2 of those goes to Kamara. Barkley is playing great. I don't care about Daniel Jones. I don't think Baltimore is going to be able to lock up Barkley as much as they're going to have to. DK Metcalf has been playing really well this year also. Arizona doesn't have the horses to keep up with them. It's going to be a lot of scoring. There's not a whole lot of defense there. Cooper versus New England is about the only thing where I feel that maybe he takes a little bit of a step back from the good weeks he's been having. Taysom Hill, he had his boom game. I mean, I know he's not going to put up 40, but Cincinnati's team, they can be outcoached. I don't think they have a great coaching staff, and if they can scheme Taysom Hill to get carries, Hill or Kamara is going to get them. In Cincinnati, it's been the way it's going. Antonio Gibson versus Chicago. I don't like Gibson, but they are playing Chicago, and that is tomorrow night. He's going to be very, very content at the flex. The Broncos and the Chargers defense, it's fine, and then the kicker is the kicker.
So, batting line's going to win because of Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, and Jonathan Taylor. Jackson and Andrews are the best quarterback tight end combination in the league. I'm pretty sure if you have that combo, you're going to be in every single game, because even on the low end, they're going to get you 45 points. Taylor, he's due to break out. He's had a pedestrian start to the season as being the number 1 running back. I think with the week off, he's due to break out. Your second running back at Algier or whatever, he's fine.
Not versus San Fran.
But I think between Pittman and Dobbs, I still look at Pittman. You said Aaron Rodgers is due to break out. On the flip side, I think it's Dobbs that is going to be the one who's going to benefit to a lot of those touchdowns. And then who's been actually very consistent all year is Marquise Brown.
I've been very excited about Hollywood's output.
So I think that might take a little hit when Hopkins is back, but he's not back yet. So, ultimately for me, he's been very consistent. I do think Pittman or Dobbs, one of those are due to bust, or boom.
I was saying, they're not due to bust.
Due to boom. Taylor, I think he's due to boom, but I think it comes down to Jackson and Andrews. That's the best combo. If you can have that combo, I think you're actually in every single game, every year. Lamar, I think I would rather have Lamar over Josh Allen.
Oh, well. I'm picking myself. And I'm assuming you'll take yourself.
I will take myself.
All right. All right. Well, it's time to power rank. If you're ready.
I'm ready. So, not much change at the bottom. Actually, no change at the very bottom. We talked about it. Coming in number 12 is chasing the championship. We got to the bottom of the trade conspiracy.
Yeah.
It was he liked Waddle. As much as he liked him, apparently he didn't like his overall fantasy team because that trade set him in the basement. He's at number 12. Coming in number 11, you're probably not going to like it.
It's about that time.
But it's batting long. They're on a little bit of a losing streak here. 1-4, drop down, have a little bit of injuries to deal with, but they'll be able to fight out. Like I said, have best quarterback or tight end combo. At number 10 is generic team name, Jeff. First time he's found himself out of the basement all year. Has a really good running back receiver combo. Still working on quarterback tight end, but He'll be good. Coming in at number 9 and having a pretty big drop are the Crump Snatchers.
I was going to
say. We talked about it. They were up high at 3-0. Now they lose 2. It's one of the longest losing streaks in the league. They're making a far drop. Start Dameon Pierce.
Start Dameon Pierce, please.
Number 8, you have Jack with return doubtful. Moving up, but on a 2-game win streak. But the big thing for him here is I think he has 2 of his star players on a bye this week. I think that's going to hurt him in the long run. Coming in number 7, team I like, but team that really can't get it together, the Rough Cats. Still has a good bench. Najee's on it. I think J.K. Dobbins ran really well last week. Didn't score the touchdowns, but I think he has still a good chance to make the playoffs. Coming to number 6, the high scorer of the week last week is Ben's Baloney Boppers. Still under 500, but I think with the return of Alvin Kamara, with maybe Michael Thomas coming back, and then DeAndre Hopkins coming back next week.
You have a lot of Saints. I didn't realize you had Thomas, Kamara, and Hill.
Yeah, I mean, we're a holy team.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of Colts, and I'm 1-4, so.
Yeah, but I think overall, I think Rodgers is going to get better. I think the Saints will get better with Kamara. I think my team runs through Kamara. Barkley's who it is. So we'll see what happens there. Coming in number 5 is say Quarantine. Team we talked about from the beginning. They've slowly creeped up. I think he has a lot of potential there, but it rests with Kyler. If Lockett can play like that again, then I think he has really high potential. Coming in number 4 and dropping this week is Still Agenda. They lost a close one last week. I think they had a couple injuries as well. So we'll see what happens there, but he's dropping a little bit, but still staying up top with the deep bench. Coming at number 3 and falling is the General. He's 3 right now, going to be upset about it, but his bench was his bench is rather scarce at this point. Right now, it's a lot of Josh Allen and Saquon, or Josh Allen that's carrying him. I have Saquon, sorry, different league. But we'll see what happens. If Swift doesn't come back soon enough, he may fall some more. 2 is the Army of North. Kurt seems to do the same thing he did last year. He picks a couple of high-end players in Derrick Henry, Diggs, and Burrow. I don't know if he's going to be able to sustain it this year, because there's still players for me like Carter, Higgins, that I just have the question marks for. But as of right now, he's sitting at number 2. And then 1, like we talked about all year, is
no change at the top.
Nothing much to say there.
Yeah, he's put together an almost flawless team, and his games aren't even close. I don't even know if he watches them.
Is he the greatest fantasy owner ever up until this point?
This year. I have a few questions for you.
Happy birthday to his dogs, by the way. Dog.
Is it now? That was one of the things I saw the Instagram post. Is it the birth date or the day they got them?
Birth.
No, they got them around Christmas. Didn't
you want
they?
to see the video? Want me to play videos?
No.
Okay.
A couple tweets came out this week. J.K. Dobbins liked to tweet about trading him.
Really?
He said that he wasn't. They're working him back slow, but he's looking really good. And
he looked really good Sunday night.
And they took him out for a few plays, and they used a lot of Kenyon Drake. And he was very upset about that. He asked for a trade on Twitter, deleted that. Do you take any stock in that? A player liking a tweet about how they should be being used?
Not much. J.K. Dobbins was also the guy he tweeted at Ian Rappaport early.
He was playing week 1.
In the season, and Rappaport was right. Dobbins was wrong.
Yes.
In his defense, though, I will say he looked really good when I watched him Sunday
Yeah.
night, and I thought he put up a ton of points, and then I checked his fantasy score the next day as I threw my pen, and he scored like 5 points.
He got minimal carries, but I think he averaged like 7 yards a carry. They just quit going to him, and I don't know why. Cam Hayward liked the tweet bashing Mike Tomlin.
I'm shocked at where this is going.
No, I brought up Dobbins, and so do you believe that he liked it?
No.
I did hear a different thing. Madden has an unfiltered podcast, and his producer said that you can't do that. It's the sequence of buttons you need to press. It can't happen. But he did think that he was gonna like it from his burner account, and he never did. He never switched accounts. I think I don't think Cam purposely went on and wanted to make. If he did, there's a real problem with that team. I think he's one of the only leaders on that team.
I don't think he liked it because it bashed Tomlin. I think he liked it because it complimented Cam.
Yeah, and that could have he half read it and then hit it because I'm sure they get a million ats after the game. Taysom Hill versus Kyle Pitts. Who's your starter this week?
I haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah,
I'm 100%. Pitts was my 3rd round draft pick. I was very high on Pitts coming into this year.
Feeling.
I want Pitts to do well.
He should do well.
But Taysom Hill just scored me 40 points.
Yeah.
How can you not put him more into the offense?
It's hard to not play the hot hand.
So if so, should I not then trade Pitts?
Do you think? I mean, you're trading him very low.
I guess that's the other point. Who wants to trade for him?
Maybe I know you're a big fan of Najee. He's very low too. You think you can pitch for Najee?
I would trade Pitts. I would trade Najee, Robert Woods, Mike Boone, and Antonio Gibson for Najee.
Brian, watch the show?
I don't know. But he doesn't trade, so it doesn't matter.
So he does watch the show, but doesn't trade. Devontae Adams. You saw him push the photographer?
That was an asshole move.
There was a lot of frustration in that push. And I listened to McAfee, and as a former player, McAfee was saying a lot of stuff that player, he needs to have a right to get to the tunnel with those people running on the field with smoke bombs. You never know what's going to happen. Doran Dickerson said the same. He says that you're on the field. That's my field. That's my workplace. And they rebutted him by saying, oh, the photographer's on the sideline. That's his workplace.
The guy was clearly credentialed. He was carrying something.
Yeah.
So,
do you think he'll get suspended? He's on a bye week this week. Does he get a suspension?
He has to go to court.
I know he's
November 10th or 11th.
I have a feeling a check is going to clear that up.
I think he should get 1 game.
Will he get suspended? Should he get suspended?
One game.
I think it's will he, yes, and should he? I think yes. I think 1 game. There was a lot of. I wonder if that was a woman. If he still pushes her, because he's just a football player. He's strong. He threw that dude. That dude went flying. Real quick, the top 10 scorers up to this point. Number 10 is Geno Smith, 105 points. $3 Jeff got him for. Number 9, Joe Burrow, 106 points. 80th pick for Kurt. Number 8, Jared Goff, 106 points. Does Joey have him now? Because I wrote Joey, but he was on Palmer's bench.
That's actually a good question.
That's a very good question. It
says Joey drop him?
No.
Joey had to drop him because remember, Joey had Kirk Cousins.
Well, no, Palmer.
Yeah.
Palmer had to drop him.
No, remember?
Oh.
Joey must have dropped him and Palmer picked him up. Because remember when Joey had the trade? Yeah.
Because he got the Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
So the 8th quarterback, Jared Goff, was a free agent, and he was $15 from Joey.
Joey drafted him, and then Palmer picked him up.
Stephon Diggs, 109 points. He was 17th pick from Kurt. Nick Chubb, 118 points. 27th pick for Stu. 27th pick for Stu.
Third round.
Cooper Kupp, 119 points. 3rd pick for Stu. Jalen Hurts, 126 points. 77th pick for Pat. Pat Mahomes, 140 points. 46 points. 46th pick for Stu. 3rd guy in the top 10. Lamar Jackson, 153, 49th pick for me. Josh Allen, 171. 33rd pick for Tagmeyer. 171 points. He's already up 18 points in 6 weeks. So, and that's on Lamar Jackson, who is another 13 points ahead. It's wild. I'm sure last week's game helped him out, that big touchdown, a couple big touchdowns, but that's just something to think about. I think next week I'm going to go over the top 10 picked or the top 12 picked to see who the busts were. I think we should have no problem doing that. Did you finish Dahmer yet? You were watching it last week. What do you think? Was it pretty wild, huh?
I the last two episodes and a half or 2 episodes, there wasn't much more revealed other than
his prison life, I guess. And
him getting beat to death.
Yeah, no spoilers. He died.
Other than that, I think where I was when we watched last week, that was pretty much the climax of it.
Yeah, I liked it. I actually started watching the Dahmer, like when the lawyer went into actual tapes. He sounds just like the guy. Really? I can't believe how good of a job that guy did. I liked it. It was dark. Bridget does not watch it with me, but
yeah, I wouldn't. I just find I don't know.
I just curious what compels a person to kill, rape, masturbate, and eat people. I don't know. There's something had to happen.
I just don't understand how people were attracted to him to go home.
Yeah, I mean, he very charismatic. He could talk. I guess not to normal people. I don't know. I have no idea. That's about it. We're 46 minutes. Tags is going to bitch. So he'll bitch about the time and the fact that he dropped another spot in the...
He's going to Spittin' Chicklets on Thursday night.
Yeah, Friday night. That should be exciting. You, Vinny, Tags, and what, Pat?
Yes.
I would have went. I have a work getaway at Seven Springs this weekend I don't want to go to. But I didn't go the last 3 years because of COVID. They didn't have it. So this is kind of
When do you leave? Friday?
Friday after work, yeah, 5. And we'll be back Sunday morning. I might actually leave Saturday night. Just, I'm not interested in it anymore. The free drinks don't go as far as they used to. Well, that's it for me. Do you have anything to add?
I don't.
Excellent. Well, good luck to everybody except you.
Adios.
Adios.